This is day 5 of my 21-day water fast. I'm gonna be talking today about Enema, the procedure of Enema. That's Brew, by the way. I talk a lot about her. That's her. So I'm gonna be talking about Enema. I'm gonna be talking about the stage 2 in the 21-day fast or in any prolonged water fast, which also has the potential of having a healing crisis. This is stage 2 is the time when your body is sort of going into autophagy, the hunger subsides, and potential healing crisis. And then third, I'm going to talk about fasting highs and the low and high energy fluctuation through the fast. So yesterday was day 4, today is day 5. It's almost 2 here. I wasn't in a space to be able to do the video before this. Stage 2, healing crisis. Let me first share what there are 5 stages to any long-term, any prolonged water fast. So stage 1 is, and these are approximations, right? Like, so they say day 1 and 2 are stage 1 approximations because every body is slightly different. Whether you've prepped for the fast or not, etc., what your otherwise lifestyle has been, etc. So stage 1 is day 1 and 2 usually, where the power saving mode starts and there are hunger pangs, you feel drained out. I didn't feel all of those things because I think I prepped for my fast. So 3 days before I started my fast, I had gone off 2 days before. I'd gone off grains. I was on veggies and fruits, and then the third final day there was only raw veggies and raw fruits. So maybe because of that, I didn't go through hunger pangs and drain out energy on the first 2 days or stage 1. Then stage 2 is days 3 to 7, and this is when hunger subsides, autophagy begins, where your cells are eating your cells, which is not that scary. Basically, the old and already dying unhealthy cells are being consumed, which is actually great. That is what rejuvenates your entire sort of body, all your cells. So autophagy begins, and possible healing crisis, which means this is a time that you might feel like, a lot of people at this point might feel like, oh my god, this is the worst. You'll probably hit your lowest in your fasting at this time. And so I'd mentioned, I think in the previous or the one of the earlier videos, I'd mentioned that at this time I didn't have any headaches. Now today I've started having like this headache in the back of my head, and I know this is a part of the healing crisis. In healing crisis also, what happens in my previous fasts, the 3 previous long fasts that I've done, I've also vomited bile. So the bile juice, your body basically is creating, the liver is creating bile for digestion, and if there isn't any food, where is the bile gonna go? It's gonna accumulate, and eventually your body will have to throw it out because it serves no function. And so at least in the last 3 fasts, I had vomited bile, just a little bit of yellowish, depending on, again, yellowish, brownish, just bile that comes out. It hasn't happened yet in this fast. Let's see. Then so stage 1, stage 2, and then stage 3 is day 8 to day 15, and here is when the body begins to adapt. The healing mode is on. This is where the fasting high is experienced. This is where people also experience like sort of spiritual highs and just gain a lot of insights. Yeah. And then stage 4 is day 16 and beyond. The body finds its equilibrium, no major shifts from stage 3. It's just more time and opportunity for the body to be able to cleanse itself. Like, I remember my 21-day fast post day 15, 16. It didn't feel like I hadn't been eating. Like, there was just energy, and I think that's what is meant by the body finds its equilibrium. And then stage 5 is the refeeding stage, which is extremely important to refeed the right way and following the 3:1 rule, which is basically to say, whatever number of days you fasted, at least one third of the time you should spend refeeding. So I'm fasting for 21 days, and so I should refeed for at least 7 days according to this rule, right? So these are the stages of fasting. I'm on day 5, and so stage 2, and I'm going through my healing crisis right now. So energy is pretty much up and down. Head's been sort of like, very soon, if I'm looking at the screen for for any amount of time, my head will start aching and just generally not feeling up to it. Yeah, and it had started yesterday, and on day 3 I knew I should have done my enema. So enema is basically, if you don't know, it's a procedure through which you're basically injecting fluid, usually water. Some people will also use water solutions or just add salt, etc., etc., but I use water. So it's basically injecting water or whatever fluid through the rectum. So you inject about 500 ml, 1000 ml, depending on what your capacity is, what you can hold, and then you hold it for a while, and then you just let it all out. Okay, I promise you, if you were to ever do an enema, you'd realize, even for somebody who's not eating, right, you'd realize how much shit is accumulated in this digestive tract of ours. And so enema again is very, very helpful. I knew I should have done it on day 3, but I was just sort of procrastinating. Finally, I did the enema on day 4 yesterday, and evening I felt great, or much better. And then evening, when Brew and I were out for the walk, for a moment it was like, oh, it doesn't feel like I haven't eaten for 3+ days, you know? So that was my sort of high. But otherwise, energy will go up and down, fluctuate. At times, like you'll feel like great. At times, you'll feel like, oh, I don't have any energy. And that's just a part and parcel of fasting. Yeah, so those were the 3 things: the stage 2 and the healing crisis, the enema procedure. Enema, I believe, personally, I believe everybody, of course, I'm sure like there are specific cases, but otherwise any healthy person, I think, should do an enema. And you get a home kit for enema. So I have a home kit. Everybody should learn how to do an enema, and we should do the process at least once in a fortnight to sort of clear out whatever shit is stuck, you know, wherever it is stuck, because it is stuck, trust me. So yes, I think everybody should do an enema whenever and wherever possible. That's been my day 4 and day 5. As for my 82 days new 82 days to a new me, you see how I'm like it's difficult for me to even like bring things to mind. It's just the healing crisis and a little bit of headache. But yeah, in my 82 days to a new me, so as I mentioned in my last video, I let myself sleep for as long as I needed. I slept off by around 9:30, and then I got up at around, once got up at around 5:30. Very, very, it's interesting, like during fasting you have like, yes, you are fully asleep for some time, and then for a lot of time you're not fully asleep, but you're almost like in this half, like you're neither awake nor asleep. You're dreaming. Your dreams are continuous. You know you're dreaming, but you're also awake. You also know that it's a dream. It's sort of a weird, yeah, it's sort of a weird experience. But so that's what happened for me from about 5:30 till about 7:30, when I finally woke up, took her out for a walk. So I'm continuing that. The meditation, I'm gonna sit now. I'm gonna do my meditation now, and then I'm definitely gonna read. If I can't read full 15 minutes, then 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. But I'm gonna do my inner work reading. So yeah, so I'm gonna stick to that. Yeah. Let me know if you have any thoughts, questions. Otherwise, I will see you most probably tomorrow.